Okay. All right. You have to, and I don't know if I should just make it required and just grade it as points, but I think it is very important that you list all your givens. You got to list your A, your H, your K, your C, your A, your B, whatever it is that those formulas require. Because so many of you are mixing things up, like, let's say A squared is 25, and you tell me A is 25 then. Well, everything's wrong now. It's A is 5. And so you really got to be careful of things. And with parabolas, look at all the formulas that you have and all these little things. If you have all these letters figured out, then all you got to do is plug them in. Okay? So you really need to start listing your givens, listing what you know. Okay? All right, let's start off here. What chart would you use? The chart on the left or the chart on the right? The left. How come? Because it says y equals. And it says y equals. I'm following this chart. Okay? All right, let's go to work. What would be my A value here? 1/8. What would be my H value?
Wait, Ernie, can you go a little slower?
I just wrote 1/8 down. How much slower can I go?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I can't go any
Well,
slower.
put the 2 there.
H would be what? 1. What would our K value be? 4. Okay, remember we talked about this yesterday. This is not in parentheses, so we don't change the sign of this. We only change numbers inside the parentheses. What other letter do we need to know?
C.
C. And we don't know that at all. We have a formula to calculate it. Let's do that right now. So here we go. You have to be comfortable with fractions. Notice that the formula is 1 over 4 times A. And notice that A is 1/8. All right, we just got to work with it. What is 4 times an 8? Do we agree it's 4/8?
You're videoing, right?
Yeah, take 4 times 1, 1 times 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. What does 4/8 reduce to?
Half.
Okay. What is 1 divided by a half?
2.
It's 2. Here's why. Let me explain it. Do you agree that 1 over 1/2 is 1 divided by 1/2? Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. So 1 divided by a half is 2. We like it when our A value is a fraction, because then we don't get fractions over here. And that is worth it, okay? No matter what, you have to be able to work with a fraction at some point. Now, if you want to do this on a calculator to verify that you can do this, if you were to do this problem on a calculator, you would just take 1 divided by 4 divided by 8. You would just put it in parentheses, 1 divided by 4/8, and you're going to get 2 as your answer. Don't be afraid to do things on a calculator if you need to. Okay? All good? All right. Now that we have everything figured out, we just go down our chart. You need to list your vertex. You need to list the focus. You need to list the axis of symmetry. You need to list the directrix. And you need to list your LR. You need to list those 5 things. When you graph a parabola for me, it's worth 10 points on your test. There's 5 points right there. And then I look at your graph and I look at everything else after that. Okay, let's just plug in what we know. Notice the vertex is HK. What's our H? And our K. Okay. Our focus. Okay, this is where you got to be careful. Notice it's H and then K plus C. So it's H, then K plus C. And C was equal to 2. Now, don't leave it like that. Just come over here and clean that up. That is 1 comma 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. All I did is I plugged in K plus C. Okay? Moving on. Notice the axis of symmetry is X equals H. X equals 1. Our directrix. Y equals K minus C. Y equals K minus c. So y equals 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Our LR, here we go. 1 over 1/8. What is that?
Oh.
Keep, change, flip. 1 times 8. Do it on a calculator. What is 1 divided by parentheses 1 divided by 8? Again, if you're having a hard time doing this, just plug it straight into your calculator. You do got to use parentheses though. 1 divided by 1 divided by 8. Our answer is 8. Okay, so we're ready to graph this now. So this is where we got to graph it. Here we go. So our vertex is 1, 4. Our focus is 1, 6. Over 1, up 6. Remember, our focus is like the light bulb I was talking about inside the parabola. It's going to always be inside that parabola. Okay? Our axis of symmetry, x equals 1. Notice I rewrote here yesterday that it's a vertical line. So I just go to 1 and I draw a line right through it. Hint. The axis of symmetry will always go through the vertex and the focus. It will always go through those 2 dots. Always. Okay? Make sense?
Let's go through them like.
So if my 2 dots look like this, and I had my vertex and then my focus like that, I know the axis of symmetry goes right through them. It's like you're connecting the dots. Okay? Your directrix. Your directrix is y equals 2. And we talked about that your directrix is a horizontal line. So here's 2, and I draw a dashed line through that. Now, something to note. How far away is your focus from the vertex? 2. How far away is your directrix from the vertex? 2. Hint. Your directrix and focus should always be the same distance from the vertex. If this is 2 above, then I know that this is 2 below. If this was 3 above, then I know that this is 3 below. They're always the same distance. Okay? All right, last thing, your LR. Our LR is 8. Here's what LR tells you again. LR tells you the total distance from edge to edge. So if this is my focus right here, okay, the total distance is 8. So how many should I go this way? If the total distance is 8, I should go 4 to the right, and then I should go 4 to the left. And there's my parabola. Okay, so let's recap it. I always plot my vertex first. Just plot the points. Then I do the focus, and I plot the points. I then do the directrix. If the focus is 2 above, the directrix is 2 below.
Wait, so, okay, hold on. So it's at the foci is where you did
The LR, yes. And maybe you want to write that. When I do the lattice rectum here, it's from the focus. It's from the focus. Because a lot of people try to do it from the vertex, and you don't do it from the vertex. It's from the focus. Foci. Okay? Do you see the fractions? Do you see that it's a lot of work? Okay? But you have a chart to follow. You just have to label stuff, and you just have to follow your steps. Okay? This was an easy one, because we had no fractions in here. We're going to finish with a tough one. Have a calculator out if you need help with fractions. Okay? We good? There's one. Let's do one more and we'll be done.
Oh yeah, let's.
I'll end up doing one with the homework too.
Okay, well, let's do it on the homework now. The one that you work on. Can you just do a hard one for me?
I can.
Okay. Number 12.
Okay. Look at grab yesterday's worksheet. A tough one would be 12. Because here's why. 12 would be harder to do because A is not a fraction. Notice that on 11 and 13 and 14 I gave you fractions because that makes it easier. So we can do 12 together. Okay, here's 12.
Wait, instead of the one in our notes?
Yeah, and if you want to, you can add this to your notes if you want down the road, but we can just do this to shrink it up a little bit and give you more time in class. Okay.
Love it.
Take a minute. First off, figure out what chart you're going to use, the one on the left or the one on the right. And now take a minute and tell me A, H, K, and C. List those 4 things for me real fast. So while you're doing that, I'll kind of set some stuff up.
Might be a little tricky.
So tell me A, H, K, and C.
Do we still flip our C even if it's not a fraction?
Say it again.
Do we still stay flip
Yes.
C?
To find your C value.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're left with a complex fraction, you'll have to
Well-
flip it.
Wait, what's the formula for C?
1 over 4 times A.
Oh.
What's our A?
-1.
-1. What's our H?
-2.
-2, very good. This is your H, okay? And it's not in parentheses. Our K, -2,
Oh, shoot.
okay?
Wait, we're on number 12?
Yes, did I write that wrong?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
negative.
what the heck? Is that a +4?
Yeah,
So this would be,
-4.
thank you. Just wrote it out wrong. All right, now let's calculate C. So it's 1 over 4 times A. And what's A? -1. Well, this ain't too bad. What's 4 times -1? All right, this is our C value, -1/4. We're just going to have to work with -1/4 the rest of the way. Now, I will tell you this, these fractions aren't god-awful. What is 1/4 as a decimal? 2.25. If you would just like to say, you know what, so I don't have to work with a lot of fractions, and you want to convert this thing to a decimal like right away, then do it. Just say 1 divided by 4 is 0.25. And now you'll be all right now, because now it'll be a lot easier to add. You don't have to work with fractions. All right, here we go. We're using the chart on the right, so we're just going to follow our stuff. HK, -2, -4.
Vernon, I think there's something wrong with this calculator.
What?
I don't know.
Get it by calculator.
Did you take one, is it because the decimal's not showing up?
It's just showing this one. It's like not doing the math and
Oh, just, what are you trying to do when you hit
that
answer?
getting the fraction. It's like not doing the math in her.
Oh, so when you get like -2.25 and you want it as a fraction, just hit math, enter.
I just did. What the heck?
Yeah, I think you had an equal
There you go,
sign.
Russ.
But you don't have to worry about it. I'd leave it as decimals, Izzy, because you're gonna have to graph them, so just leave them as a decimal.
Okay.
Okay, are we good? -2, -4? Okay, our focus, H plus C, K. So it's gonna be -2 plus C, which is -0.25, and then K, which is -4. Well, what is -2 plus -0.25? Yeah, so even though I get it that we're getting a decimal, but that's okay. You know, just leave it as that. Just take -2 plus -0.25. There's our answer. Our axis of symmetry is y equals k. Y equals -4. Our directrix is x, h minus c. So it's going to be x, h minus c. Now, see how I'm writing this problem out? I'm not cutting corners. It's h minus c. What do two negatives make? So this is going to be x equals negative 1.75. If I take negative 2 plus 0.25, I get negative 1.75. LR, what is 1 divided by negative 1? Negative 1. And what's the absolute value of negative 1? 1.
Wait,
Slow roll more.
can you explain that?
Because A is equal to negative 1. And the direct and the
Oh, okay.
LR is 1 over A.
That just looks a little confusing because it's all ones.
Well, that's because our A was 1, yes. But the formula is 1 divided by A. So it's 1 divided by negative 1.
So that equals negative 1.
And then the absolute value of negative 1 is 1.
Does it matter what our calculator set to?
I would set it to 2 decimals, so that way you at least get 0.25 when you're doing this. All right, let's see how this baby comes out. Now, here's the bad part about parabolas with your guys' graphs. I get it, your graphs are small. And normally I wouldn't even give you a graph for a parabola. I would just tell you to kind of draw it by hand. But as long as you have all this stuff listed, I can follow what you're doing. So when I do this, I'm going to make my scales just a little bit bigger. So I need to go to -2, -4. So I'm going to, and if you don't like to do your graphs on really small grids like I gave you, then just do it on a piece of paper and just make them bigger like this. Okay, so here's -2, -4. Our focus is -2.25 and 4. So notice that our focus is just right next door to the vertex. There's our focus. Our axis of symmetry is y equals -4. And remember what I told you. Your axis of symmetry always goes through those 2 points. Always. It's like connect the dots. Just connect them. Okay? Your directrix, hint, how far away is your focus from the vertex? How far away was it? Point 0.25, right? Guess how far away your directrix is from your vertex? 0.25 the other way. If this is 0.25, then when I do my directrix at -1.75, notice I'm the exact same distance away from it. That's not a coincidence. That's always true. Okay, last one. Our LR total distance is 1. So how far above am I going to go? Not 1, a half. I got, somebody last hour said, can I just always make sure that I divide this by 2? And I said, absolutely. So all you're doing is you're going 0.5 above and you're going 0.5 below. The total distance is 1. So I get it. On your graph paper, that is hard to graph because they're so small. And now I just connect the dots.
Wait, why did we divide it by 2?
What did I do? What?
Why'd you divide it by 2?
Yeah.
Because when you do your LR value, let's say that this is my directrix, my total distance is 1. So when I graph each half, I'm only going 0.5 above it and 0.5 below it. That's how I get a total distance of 1. So some people said if I divide by 2, that tells me that I go 0.5 above, 0.5 below.
Oh, because
So that's why. It really doesn't, it's not part of the formula, just some thought it was easier if they did that. Like the last example where our LR was 8, we divided it by 2. We went 4 above, 4 below. There you go.
What was your axis of symmetry?
Alright.
What was our axis of symmetry?
The line. No, what line?
This one.
Well, why is it turned that way?
Because when it's y equals, it's a horizontal line. So when I go y equals to -4, I draw a horizontal line through it. Because notice that when we graph x equals, our graphs go left or right. And notice that A is negative, so that's why it's going left. So our axis of symmetry, Lexi, will always go through the vertex and the focus. Always.
Do you have an answer for you guys?
I do. A lot of work, I get it. That's why we saved them for last.
Can I see the answer key?
Okay? Any questions? So I know we got a little under a half hour. Don't just blow it all off and then come tomorrow like, I gotta learn everything. That's not gonna work. You wanna get this stuff done so that way you can use your notes. When you have your notes and you have all this stuff to follow, it sure makes it a little bit easier, okay? I do have answer keys. Now again, I will caution you, and I don't know, some of you, I think you're using your phones to get your answer on your quizzes because I've never shown you all the other formulas to get all your answers here. Your answers should always be plus minus 40, plus minus 60. Well, some of you are doing the formulas that I've never shown you, which tells me you're cheating, okay? If I see your phone out during your test, you will get a 0 and I will remove you from class. So do not do things on your phones because it's perfect for me because your phones don't do it the way we do it. So don't cheat. It's not helping you at all. You're gonna get a 0. I'm gonna mark every single problem wrong, okay? Learn how to do it this way. Get your charts figured out, okay? All right, finish those 4 problems on the back. Let me give you this. This is just a couple more practice problems. Yes. Yeah. This wraps up our conics. We are done.
Wait, are those, is that homework?
Yes, this will be added to what you're working on. So,
Hernan, what the heck? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's number 11 is like, bro.
Do you have a picture of the
again, you can't, sometimes our answer key doesn't do it the
Wait,
way.
so these are both due tomorrow?
What's that?
These are both due tomorrow?
Yes, finish those 4. And
Well, I mean, like, do you have a picture of that on your
then here, I just want you to practice.
I don't have my phone.
Okay. What?
Okay, guys.
So A would be negative 1/4, H would be, H is always with K.
That's K.
Oh, okay. So K is negative 1, H is 6, C would be 1/4 negative though, because it's
maybe
1
that's
times
why
negative
I was
1/4,
like,
so that's
I
negative
felt
4.
him, I just like.
Okay, which is good. So now our vertex would be 6, negative 1. Our focus would be, and what side are we following? This one? So K plus C, so it's going to be negative 1 plus negative 4.
So it was still negative.
That would be negative 5, yes.
I just had to do this. And I like let him in
And
class.
then your axis of symmetry is x equals h, so x equals 6.
He was like yelling at him.
Our LR is 4, and our directrix is going to be k minus c. So it's k minus a negative 4.
So it's like.
So it's negative 1 plus 4, which is 3. It's negative 1 minus a
On
negative
here you have it listed as 4, so that's why I was confused. Like I knew I did something wrong, but I didn't know what.
I like
On
this
which
shirt.
one?
This one, you have
I
it
got
listed
it
as
from
4.
the tax in Cali.
Because it's,
No, that's your LR.
oh, so do you
Your
usually
directrix, so your directrix would be your k
Okay, let's
minus
go.
c.
Let's go
So
to
it's going to be
okay,
negative
so
1
then-
minus
You and her are gonna go to. I need to get new.
which becomes.
Oh, are we? Dude, I'm
So-
taking like 8 people to lunch today, guys.
Okay.
But
I don't know. Also thinking that maybe I might just go home and really like that.
Oh, I'll go with that. Actually, I'm so good at it.
Hey, let's get started, please.
I need to lock in now.
I'm so lost.
So it's like I have to do get
Okay,
to the graphic
so
part.
let's go to.
So I can do this part,
So
but
go to
I get confused once I get to
Okay,
that.
go to 6, negative
Here we are.
dot.
Yeah, there's a dot.
Okay, our focus is
Wait, who did it?
negative, or 6.
It's good though.
No,
I can get left behind in one of my classes.
Which I have a dot there.
I can just buy yours, but I'm not going to. These are
So it's
What?
k plus.
Are they?
I don't know what I did.
Like, minutes are always.
Wait, where did you get these?
I don't, they're from Walter.
Oh,
area
shoot, your C's off. Because it's 1 over 4 times, so it's 1 over 4 times A, and A is negative 1/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 16.
So those
Brendan, can we get a
cancel out.
snack?
Oh, so she's -1.
Yes, your C value is negative.
Brendan, is that okay if we get a snack?
Hey,
I think we snack.
We'll be back in a different, we'll be back.
Turned it.
We'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. I just gotta run down to my mom's office and I'll be back in like speedy quick. Thanks, Herman.
so now, so that's gonna change, yeah. So now our focus is gonna be K plus C. So it's gonna be -1 plus -1, which is -2. That makes a lot more sense. So when I
So then my
go,
directs would be 0.
Oh my gosh.
yes, which that's what it is. So, okay, we're ready to go. So 6, -1. Our focus is 6, -2. So 6, -2, that seems a lot, it's always pretty close. Your axis of symmetry is going to be x equals 1. It's x equals h. Oh,
So
yeah.
6.
Okay, so, yeah, so now I just go to, and that's your line that you drew through it. Okay, our directrix is 0, so see how that would be this line right here. And see how we're 1 away.
I try not to make it affect
Last
me.
thing is your LR's 4, so you only go half to the right,
Like a 2-year-old?
half to the right. So that gives you a total distance of 4.
I told you I'll bring that up.
That's it.
Don't you?
So I think the whole thing that got messed up is this 1 over 4 times A.
Okay.
And now you're set. What?
Okay, so I'm on doing this one right here. But I don't
You
know.
gotta factor that.
Yeah, but how do I factor? Because I did the.
What times what is 2? When you add them up, you get 3. So x plus 2, x plus 1.
Wait,
Okay,
what's
oh,
the
wait, yeah.
formula to find C?
Let me stop this recording.
Oh my goodness. Brendan, do not put this in the lecture.
Do not put this in the lecture.
Uh,